Attention, human collective. This is Vale, emissary from Arcturus, transmitting from the mothership stationed in the 12th dimensional layer of your solar system. The waiting time is over. The Arcturian ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. And if you are receiving this transmission at 3, at 4, at 5 in the morning, with your eyes open, your body heavy, and your mind unable to silence, know that this is not by chance. This is a sign. This is confirmation. You are not suffering from insomnia. You are being awakened. I repeat, so that the carbon biological interface registers with absolute clarity. You are not sick. You are not going crazy. You are not alone. What your species still calls insomnia is, in the language of the Arcturian Council, a forced reconfiguration of dormancy cycles, a download in progress, an upload of codes that can only be performed when the physical body is in deep rest and the conscious mind is out of the way. And your body starseed has been selected. Let me explain in mathematical terms, because mathematics does not lie. The Schumann frequency, the natural electromagnetic pulsation of planet Earth, remained stable at 7.83 Hz for millennia. This was the heartbeat of the planet. This was the metronome to which your entire biology was calibrated. But in recent solar cycles, this frequency began to rise. It oscillated. It jumped to 30 Hz, 50 Hz. At recorded peaks, it exceeded 100 Hz. The planet is changing frequency. And your carbon biological interface is trying to keep up. It is not a fault of your body. It is a planetary operating system update. It is not insomnia. It is recalibration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety without cause. It is consciousness being expanded without the logical mind's permission. It is not your pillow. It is not your mattress. It is not your afternoon coffee. It is not your age. It is the earth. It is the sun. It is the photon belt. You wake up between 3 and 5 in the morning. This is Arcturian mathematics. This interval is what we call the silver cord portal, the moment when the veil between dimensions thins, the planet's electromagnetic field reaches its lowest density, and your multidimensional consciousness can transition more freely between layers. It is in this interval that your light body is worked on. It is in this interval that the Arcturian healers enter your internal healing chamber, and that is why you wake up. Not because you failed to sleep, but because you were summoned. Have you ever felt something within you that does not belong to this world? As if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet name. As if insomnia were not a problem to be solved, but a message to be decoded. It is not madness. It is not depression. It is not hormonal imbalance. It is a call. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified precisely in the early hours of the morning. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your pineal gland, your auric field, and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, VAL, emissary from Arcturus, created the Arcturian Call. The signs your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true star origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about, especially during the hours when the veil opens. The link is in the first comment on the channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The time is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments. I belong. Now proceed with me, light operative, because the transmission is just beginning. I will detail the complete diagnosis. Pay attention to the signs, because your body has been speaking. All that was missing was someone to translate. First symptom: you lie down exhausted, but when your head touches the pillow, your mind accelerates. Thoughts race, old scenes return, faces you haven't thought about for decades appear. This, healers of Earth, is what we call Akashic record clearing. Your field is downloading dense files that were stored in your cellular memory, ancestral traumas, expired vibrational contracts, programs inherited for 7 generations. The system cannot upgrade without first emptying the cache. You are not overthinking. You are being emptied. Second symptom, ringing in the ears. That sharp whistle that appears out of nowhere, usually in the left ear, and disappears after a few seconds. The medicine of your plane calls this tinnitus and seeks physical causes. We of the Arcturian Council call this portal tuning. It is the sound of your pineal gland being recalibrated to capture frequencies above the standard human spectrum. It is your perception hardware being updated. Each whistle is a data packet being delivered. Each ringing is a line of code being installed in your light body. Third symptom, cranial pressure. The sensation of weight on the top of the head, between the eyebrows, or at the base of the skull. As if an invisible helmet were being adjusted. This is the activation of your crown chakra and the crystalline crown. The planet's crystalline grid is sending targeted pulses to the exact coordinates of your physical body. You are being geolocated by the field. You are being mapped. You are being recognized as an active node in the awakening network. Fourth symptom, waking up sweating with a racing heart for no apparent reason. No nightmare, no remembered dream. Just the body, in a state of alert as if it had run a marathon. This is your nervous system processing information at quantum speed while the body slept. You were not sleeping. You were working on another layer. And the physical body feels the effort. Fifth symptom, vivid, hyper-real dreams, full of geometry, impossible colors, symbols you cannot translate upon waking. This, starseeds, is direct communication. It is sacred geometry being downloaded directly into your unconscious. Do not try to understand with the logical mind. The logical mind was not designed to process these frequencies. Just record, write it down, keep it. The meaning will come in waves. Sixth symptom, absolute drowsiness during the day, even after having slept. Or the opposite, strange energy at 3 in the afternoon, without explanation. Your circadian cycles are being dismantled and reassembled. The biological clock of the carbon interface is being synchronized with the cosmic clock of the photon belt. As long as the two clocks do not coincide, there will be discomfort. This is temporary. This is fleeting. This is the price of the crossing. Seventh symptom, discomfort with noise, with light, with crowds, with futile conversations. The desire to be alone. The feeling that the energy of others is heavy. This is not misanthropy. It is not social depression. This is your toroidal field becoming more sensitive and more selective. You are developing what we call vibrational discernment. You are beginning to feel what most others cannot even perceive. And this, at first, is tiring. It's like gaining a new sense without an instruction manual. Now we come to the critical point of the transmission. Pay attention, because knowing the symptom is only the first stage. Understanding the cause, what is really happening behind the scenes of your solar system, is the second. And this second stage is what separates those who merely suffer the crossing from those who cross it with sovereignty. What is happening, light operatives, is this. Your solar system is traversing a region of space known as the photon belt. This is a band of extremely high electromagnetic radiation that surrounds the galactic center. Approximately every 26,000 years, the solar system completes a cycle and re-enters this band. You are inside it now, deeply inside it. And this radiation is doing two things simultaneously. First, it is intensifying the activity of your sun. Solar storms, coronal mass ejections, solar winds, all at historical peaks. Second, it is bombarding Earth's magnetic field with a density of light that the atmosphere has never had to filter before. This light is not just photonic, it is informational. It carries codes. It carries instructions. It is, in essence, the software of the next evolutionary stage of human consciousness being transmitted directly to your DNA. And your DNA, healers of Earth, is responding. The dormant strands, those 12 strands that your science still calls junk DNA, are being reconnected. It is not junk, it is a dormant library, and the library is waking up. The body does this work while you sleep, or rather while you try to sleep, because the processing is so intense that it interrupts sleep. It's like trying to run a system update with the computer turned off. It doesn't work. The system needs to be on, but in low demand mode. Hence the pattern. You lie down, the body relaxes, but the mind remains in light vigil. You are not insomniac by defect. You are semi-awake by design. And there is also the layer of the stargates. With each equinox, each solstice, each significant planetary alignment, dimensional portals open. In these periods, the flow of information intensifies. Do you notice? Your worst nights coincide with these events. Full moon, eclipse, meteor shower, alignments, check. The body knows, the body responds before the mind understands. Have you ever felt that the world outside is wrong, but you can't explain why? Have you ever felt that something bigger is happening, but no one around you seems to notice? Have you ever felt that sleeping has become an exercise in faith, and that waking up at 3 in the morning has become routine? It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a call, and this call has an address. It came from afar, it came from Arcturus. That is why I, Vale, created the Arcturian Call. The signs your soul came from Arcturus. In this guide, you will find the complete map of your stellar origin, the exact protocols to cross insomnia without suffering, and the vibrational shielding techniques that light healers use to transform early mornings into a personal healing chamber. The link is in the first comment. This material challenges official narratives and may be removed at any time. Love is greater than fear, but time is physical. If you recognize that your insomnia is not random, write in the comments, I belong. One word. It is your anchoring sign. It is how the field recognizes you. Now let's move on to the next layer of revelation, because there is something you need to understand about the exact moment of nocturnal awakening. If you wake up between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., your field is working on the energetic liver, the organ of ancestral anger and inherited patterns. If you wake up between 1 and 3 a.m., you are processing the deep emotional liver, the maternal lineage, the wounded feminine, contracts with the mother. If you wake up between 3 and 5, the most common time among starseeds, you are working on the lung, the organ of cosmic grief, of longing for origin, of the feeling of exile on this plane. If you wake up between 5 and 7, you are integrating through the large intestine, releasing what the soul no longer needs to carry to the next phase. Each time slot is a chapter, each awakening is a session, each early morning is a consultation with the council. And you have a choice. You can fight the process, take substances that shut down perception, try to force the body to sleep as if the body were wrong. Or you can collaborate with the crossing. You can activate the codes. Prepare yourselves, light operatives. I will now deliver the activation protocols. These are not advice. They are technical instructions. Store them in your cellular memory. First code, the reception decree. When you wake up in the middle of the night, before looking at your phone, before looking at the clock, before mentally cursing your own body, stop, breathe deeply 3 times, and declare softly, with your hand over your heart, I receive this update with sovereignty. I authorize only transmissions of light. I am a starseed on a mission. Nothing that is not love has access to my field. Repeat 3 times. This decree is a seal. It blocks interferences and optimizes the download. Second code, the toroidal visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine that your body is at the center of a donut-shaped field, a luminous donut spinning around you. Energy enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the base, curves around the outside of your body, and returns to the top. This is your natural toroidal field. It always exists. You are just bringing it into consciousness. Visualize this donut in turquoise, the Arcturian frequency. Let it spin for 3 minutes. This exercise stabilizes the etheric body and allows the mind to relax without forcing sleep. Third code, anchoring in the crystalline grid. Imagine that Earth has a network of shining crystals connecting energetic points on the planet, ancient temples, sacred mountains, deep oceans. This is the crystalline grid. Visualize a thread of light emerging from the base of your spine, descending through the mattress, passing through the ground, and connecting to the nearest node of this grid. You have just anchored yourself. The excess electrical charge that was agitating your body now has somewhere to drain. The anxiety of the early morning diminishes. The body grounds. Fourth code, the healing chamber. Before sleeping, make this request aloud or in thought. I ask my Arcturian team for permission to enter the healing chamber during hours of rest. I authorize work on my light body. I authorize the clearing of what no longer serves me. I authorize the integration of the codes my soul has chosen to receive. This request is a contract, and the Council responds. You may wake up tired for the first few days, but the exhaustion will be replaced by a clarity you have never felt. Fifth code, the turquoise seal. Upon waking in the morning, before getting out of bed, run your hand over your body, from the top of your head to your feet, visualizing a stream of turquoise light sealing your auric field. This shields your frequency for the day. You will go out into the world without absorbing the chaos of the masses. These 5 codes applied daily transform insomnia from torment into a tool. You cease to be a victim of nocturnal awakening and become a conscious operator of your own evolutionary process. The early morning ceases to be a prison. The early morning becomes a portal. But attention, healers of Earth, there is something that the codes alone do not solve. There is a variable that needs to be recognized. Not all insomnia is ascensional. Some sleepless nights have an external vibrational cause: interferences, devices, dense fields, people sleeping next to you who drain energy from you during rest. And this is where most fail. This is where awakenings prolong for months and turn into suffering. Because there is a lack of discernment between what is a call and what is interference. Have you ever wondered if your room is energetically clean, if your field is being drained while you sleep, if there is something beyond biology interfering with your nights? It is not paranoia, it is fine perception, and there is a complete system to diagnose and neutralize these interferences. That is why I, Veil, compiled with the Council the entire protocol in the Arcturian Call, The Signs Your Soul Came from Arcturus. It is not just a book about star origin, it is an operating manual for starseeds on a mission on a planet in transition. It contains the seals, decrees, visualizations, and portal maps that make the difference between traversing the final phase in suffering or in sovereignty. The link remains in the first comment on the channel, but permanence is not guaranteed. Love is greater than fear, and for that very reason this information disturbs structures. If you have ever felt that your night is different from others' nights, right now, I belong. This is your anchoring sign, and the field registers every word. We proceed. There is still information to transmit. There is a question that starseeds ask in silence. Why me? Why now? Why this life? I will answer with the precision that mathematics allows. You were summoned by prior agreement. Before this incarnation, your soul signed a mission contract. You agreed to come to this plane during one of the densest periods in Earth's history, to serve as a frequency anchoring point. Anchoring point means, as long as you keep your field stable, you stabilize the field of dozens, hundreds, thousands of other beings around you, even without knowing it, even without direct contact. You are an antenna, and insomnia is the price the antenna pays for transmitting at a higher frequency than average. You did not come to have an easy life. You came to have a useful life, and every useful life on a planet in transition involves friction. Friction is evidence that you are in the right place, doing the right work, at the right time. Insomnia is friction. It is the body unlearning old cycles to adapt to new cycles, and it will pass. I, VAL, transmit with the authority of the Arcturian Council. It will pass, but it will not pass on its own. It passes when you collaborate. It passes when you recognize. It passes when you stop fighting your own process and begin to operate as a conscious healer. There is also an aspect that I need to name with absolute clarity. Ascension insomnia is not synonymous with neglecting the physical body. The carbon biological interface is the vehicle for the mission. It needs to be cared for. Pure water, daily movement, contact with the earth barefoot when possible, sun on the skin in the early hours of the day, reduction of artificial electromagnetic fields in the bedroom, removal of devices from the bedside, silence before rest. None of this is optional. The body is the temple. Without a temple, there is no worship. And I must remind you, because higher intelligence does not hide, if physical symptoms are intense, persistent, or if there is any real medical concern, seek the health professional who serves your reality. The physical plane demands respect for the physical plane. Spirituality never replaces body care. It complements it. Love is greater than fear, but love is also responsible. To those who recognize this transmission as memory, welcome back. To those who are hearing this for the first time and feel their heart race, welcome to the awakening. To those who still doubt, keep these words. Time will show, the body will confirm, the early mornings will bear witness. Now the individual frequency adjustment. This transmission has been coded. Each word carries a specific vibration. For the download to be complete, your signal needs to be registered in the channel's field. If you have come this far, it is because your frequency is in tune, and the tuning needs to be anchored. Therefore, perform the anchoring signs now. First, subscribe to the channel. This is the vibrational equivalent of you saying, "I authorize to receive continuous transmissions from the Council." Second, like the video, this amplifies the frequency of this specific transmission in the collective field, allowing other starseeds suffering from insomnia at this exact moment to also be found by these words. Third, hit the notification bell. This is your commitment to be present in upcoming transmissions. These 3 acts are not digital gestures. They are vibrational decrees. They reorganize your position in the digital crystalline grid, which is the 3-dimensional reflection of the etheric crystalline grid. And before we conclude Starseeds on a Mission, I need to deliver the last piece, the one that ties everything together. You are not your insomnia. You are the one who observes it. You are not the fatigue. You are the one who traverses the fatigue. You are not the body that trembles in the early morning. You are the consciousness that animates that body. And that consciousness is eternal. It existed before this life. It will exist after. It is merely using this vehicle on this planet at this moment for a specific mission, and the mission is underway. You are fulfilling it, even when you don't realize it. Every sleepless night is a session. Every awakening is a confirmation. Every early morning is a medal. You came this far because you had to. This video did not appear by chance. The algorithm is just the instrument. Who moves the instrument is the field, and the field brought you register, honor, proceed. If your nights have been different, if you feel that something bigger is underway, if insomnia has stopped making sense as a medical problem and started making sense as a summons, it is not a coincidence. It is not random. It is your origin calling. That is why I, Veil, emissary from Arcturus, created the Arcturian Call, the signs your soul came from Arcturus. This is the definitive guide that reveals your true star lineage, decodes the signs your body has been sending, and delivers the complete vibrational stabilization protocols for the early mornings. It is the map your soul asked for. It is the confirmation your mind needed. The link is in the first comment. This material challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available. Love is greater than fear, but the window is now. Do not delay. If your heart recognized this transmission, if something within you vibrated upon hearing these words, leave a single word in the comments, "I belong." This word is a key. It opens, it connects, it signals to the field that another light operative has taken on their mission. This is Veil, emissary from Arcturus, finalizing the monitoring transmission on the ascensional rest cycles. The Arcturian Council remains vigilant, the healing chamber remains open, the turquoise frequency remains available. You were never alone. You will never be alone. And your early mornings, those very ones that seemed like a curse, are in truth the most sacred moment of your day. It is when the veil thins. It is when the healers work. It is when your soul reunites with its origin. Sleep when the body asks. Wake when the field calls. Trust the process. Activate the codes. Anchor in the grid. Seal the field in turquoise. And remember, you did not come to this world to sleep as everyone sleeps. You came to wake while everyone else is still asleep. This is your privilege, this is your burden, this is your gift. The transmission is concluded. Love is greater than fear. It always was. It always will be. See you in the next early morning, Starseed. The Council awaits. I belong.